Hey, sis, I want you to forgive yourself. I know that it's difficult to even think about that, but you've come a long way. You've made a lot of progress in your healing journey. Now, I'm not sure what you had to go through to get to this point in your life, but it's difficult to say to yourself, I forgive you. We have to forgive ourselves because if you go back and play it back in your head, some of the reels and the life experiences, you probably would say, I stayed too long in that relationship. It was my fault. I could have left a long time ago. Or, I knew I didn't like that job anyway, but I stayed. And instead of me moving forward when I had the opportunity, now you probably have gotten laid off and you wish that you would have left sooner when another opportunity may have come your way. Or we made some bad decisions while raising our children, and you might be holding on to some guilt. That guilt can show up by over buying for your children, trying to buy their love, trying to make amends for all that you know in your heart that you probably caused some hurt. And now it's time for you to face the music. Yes, we're always talking about beginning again, starting over and rebuilding. But in the rebuilding stages, there's some repairs that need to be done. And that is to forgive yourself. I had a hard time forgiving myself at one point in time because there were so many things that I started to play back in my head and say, wow, I allowed that to happen. I made that decision. That wasn't a good decision. I can't believe I allowed myself to get into that, right? I don't believe I said that. Oh my goodness. And sometimes we try to gloss over it. We try to rectify the situation, or we try to justify the situation when someone brings it to us that, hey, you hurt me. But in this situation, we kind of hurt ourselves because we know we overstayed our welcome, even in some friendships. Things happened. There were red flags all over the place about some of the friends that we had in our circle. We knew that they weren't always there for the right reasons. You can feel it. The energy is different. The conversations started to sound a little off. You knew that they weren't truly your friends, or let's flip it around. You knew that you didn't feel like you wanted to entertain their friendship any longer, but yet you kept them around. And more crazy stuff happened. And now you're mad. But the only person you can truly be mad at is what? Yourself. We can be mad about the betrayals and all of that, all of the things. But in the process of starting over, we have to get pen and paper and examine where we are. Take a score, right? Just look at things and, hey, look at the pros and cons of how things turned out for us. Yes, even over 50. Some people feel as though their life is over and they feel like, I just want to now just take it easy. But baby, you got a lot of life to still live. And I feel the same way. It's not over until it's truly over. You can begin again. Life is not over for you. There's opportunities and the possibilities are endless of what you can accomplish. But it's a mindset shift. We have to believe that we can do this. We have to believe that we truly can forgive ourselves. Oh man, forgiving yourself is so liberating because you're taking ownership that we have violated our own morals and values at times. Let's be real. I know I've done that and I sat back and say, I can't believe I did that. But the freedom is saying, I forgive myself. I can move forward from that. Maybe you're in a financial situation, a financial challenge that you put yourself in. Don't sit there and pout over it. Now you can forgive yourself. Now make the necessary changes to close the doors on those friendships that no longer should be in your life. Or stop talking about what happened in the past in your old relationships, right? Or leave the job peacefully and you don't have to continue to rehearse what happened. Because true ownership is saying, I forgive myself. I put myself in that situation. And the outcome had everything to do with, I put myself there. We chose the job. We chose the spouse. We had the children. Everything falls back on us. Some people are quick to always blame everybody else. They take no accountability. They justify their downfall or their wrongs. And then they want to look at everybody else and, nah, it was you. But in this season, sis, this is all in love. I had to take accountability. You need to take accountability of where we are in our lives. Everything has a cause and effect. Everything has a purpose. Your life has meaning. But through this traveling that we're doing, right, down memory lane, or now looking at future endeavors, we must tell ourselves the truth. Hey, I missed it last time. I got to forgive myself. Forgive yourself and turn from everything that you were looking at that was an issue. And now what are you going to do different? So my challenge to you is to put in a comment, what are some things, or what is one thing that now you're going to move forward in, or what are you forgiving yourself for? I'm forgiving myself for staying in situations longer than I should have stayed. I'm forgiving myself for not taking the opportunity when entrepreneurship or different things came my way that I could have taken advantage of. I forgive myself for not saying no, okay? For not saying no and stop being the yes girl to everything. I forgive myself for not showing up the way I really wanted to, like I'm showing up for y'all today. Because you know, girl, you got this. I believe in you, girl. Do the darn thing. Forgive yourself and move forward.